welcome to this episode of the Self-Improvement Project. I hope everybody is doing great. If you're watching this on video on YouTube, you'll see that my hair is needing a wee bit of a cut due to lockdown, but enjoying it nonetheless. I hope you've had a good week of challenging thought, of instilling or continuing with habits that you've positively developed, and continuing to explore your curiosity during this time. Today's episode is called The Ideal Day, and I'd like to set the scene a little bit before I talk to you about this concept. Now, at the time of recording, I'm in a wonderful mood, and I share this with some of my closest pals with the podcast. And we've had our highest listened to month at the time of recording, which is fantastic. There's no agenda, marketing, anything like that done behind it. It is purely through people finding it in a serendipitous way. And it's allowing me to become clearer and encouraging me to become clearer and more curious about where I want this to go. So as this project develops, I definitely feel more passionate about simplifying life or leading a more simple life. As well, the more we are in the midst of a pandemic with no end, it really emphasizes the truly simple way of living, embracing the areas that are most natural to us, such as having slightly more time in our day due to not having a commute or not having to feel that I have to be busy in an office environment. Albeit there is the other side of that as well, where Zoom fatigue of online meetings, alongside the complete lack of human and social contact that we have. Isolation is not normal for human beings. So hopefully through some of the things that I talk about today will provide some inspiration to help you combat these unnatural issues in the meantime. The overall goal of this episode is to give you hope and to give you structure in this current environment that you have, that you can hopefully take with you beyond lockdown restrictions. It may also inspire you for when you have a wee bit more freedom again in the future. Now, to introduce the concept of simple living, I want you to picture your life as simply as possible. Take away the stressful elements or the complicated aspects of it. Just imagining how simplicity can bring you the feeling of bliss and contentment. It's peace of mind, it's room to breathe, it's less pressure on ourselves, less expectation. It's enjoyment and mastery of our own minds. It's freeing yourself from that prison of money. It's feeding your energy. It's about creating as much time as possible for you. It's the opposite of busy, and that's how us humans are designed. Simplicity is impressive and calm. Busy is complicated and rushed. Simplicity is liberating. Busyness is a trap. Simplicity allows you to be interested in the most important things, not everything. So, from these points, I want to talk to you about your ideal day. Important to note that I didn't say your perfect day. There is no such thing. Perhaps you might have what you think is a perfect day every so often, but it's not within your control. However, your ideal day is completely within your control. So strip it back, make it simple. This is the key to creating your ideal day. When I changed jobs around 2 years ago, this exercise was crucial in me realizing that this was the job that was for me, that suited me. It was a non-negotiable deal that I set with myself. And in a selfish way, it was what I wanted. So, as a personal example, I'm going to talk you through my ideal day as a way of intending to inspire you. So, when I first did this exercise, I took 10 minutes out of my day to have a blank piece of paper and a pen. Nothing else, to just write down what my ideal day would look like, how I want my days to look as much as possible. And it went a little like this. So, having a slow start to my morning is important. It's who I am. I like to wake up as naturally as possible. This meant that I needed a job that I started a bit later. I enjoy, when I wake up, having a cup of coffee, maybe reading a bit, maybe writing a bit, depending on what mood I'm in, and not worrying too much about the time as such. After that, having a nice dog walk in nature is important to me. Having Henry off the lead in a forest or at the beach or down by the river is something that is heartwarming at the start of the day. It allows me to think. It allows me to reflect upon the previous day, allows me to think about the current day and what's ahead. Sometimes after that walk, I enjoy to read or to write. Perhaps if I haven't done it when I first wake up. From that point, especially that late morning, early afternoon, is a time to create content such as this, or to create something that my curiosity is fed by. Beyond that, doing exercise is important. Exercise outside. Sometimes putting some really loud music on can really help with motivation. But making sure that I do that daily, not just for my physical state, but for my mental state. In between this, I like to work. Doing some calls, completing some tasks, maybe some meetings. And despite society and rebellion against jobs might seem, work gives us purpose. It gives us self-importance that we are serving something beyond ourselves. So having a bit of work each day to complete in that sense helps fulfill me. Next, throughout the day, conversing with a good friend or an interesting person can really help with, again, that curiosity of mine, or feeding my relationships, allowing me to reach out to a friend I've not talked to in a while, or building upon conversations I've had with a friend or family member that I want to continue and enjoy. And then in the evening, I like to spend time with Anna, as well as cooking, trying something new, or doing a recipe that allows me to cook and develop my skills and almost that mastery element as well. And that's it. As simple as that. I don't have any goals that I'm trying to reach. I'm just enjoying the simplicity of everyday life. There will be times where, maybe time of year or circumstances of getting out of lockdown, where this might change. Career-wise, relationship-wise, these things might evolve and change, but I intend for them to remain as simple as possible, because that's what gives me not only peace of mind, but inner peace. The best thing about all of this was, instead of pining for the perfect day, my perfect day, I actually managed to live this ideal day at least 5 times in the first 5 months of my new job a few years ago. Isn't that coincidental? When I carried out the exercise, was trying to do as much as possible to live it just once. But the beautiful thing about an ideal day is, like I said earlier, you've got control over it. You prioritize what's most important to you, so there's more chance of it happening. And there was times I had to stop myself and realize I'm living my ideal day. Almost happened without me noticing. And that's it. That is my inspiration to you. All you need is 10 minutes, a blank piece of paper, a pen, and some wonderful intentions. So I hope that has been useful to you today. Thank you as always for listening. You don't know how much I appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.